So of course this is supposed to be a free trade agreement between 12 countries. So in addition to Malaysia, there is Vietnam, Brunei, Singapore from ASEAN, US, Canada, Chile, Peru, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, Japan. So the main one you need to remember is the US, because when the US negotiates free trade agreements, they have a template. They have their 29 chapters and they bring it to you and they say, oh, you can make a few changes in the margins and that's it. Basically you swallow it whole. And we can see this when you look at the past US free trade agreements. They're all very similar. But there are a couple of new tricks in the TPP that make it worse for Malaysia. Fresh new tricks. So, and for those of you who remember what was happening here in 2007, 2008, when Prime Minister Abdullah Badawi was the Prime Minister, Malaysia was negotiating a bilateral US free trade agreement. So that was basically the same thing minus the new tricks, but just two countries. And at that time, Malaysia had a lot of negotiation rounds, but in the end didn't sign, because the cabinet had, I think, 58 red lines of things they said were bad for Malaysia and for the national interest, and the US was inflexible and they insisted on it, so tidak jadi. There was no agreement, not signed. What happened after that? Did America bomb Malaysia? No lah. Malaysia kept exporting as it has been until today. It kept getting foreign direct investment a certain amount. So if we don't sign TPP, what happens? We continue as today. And so what does that mean? Well, the TPP is 6,000 pages long, approximately, 30 chapters. Of those 30 chapters, 6 are about what you would think of as a free trade agreement. You think a free trade agreement is about exporting laptops made in Penang to America with 0 tariffs, right? Yes, that is in the TPP. But the other 24 out of the 30 chapters are about Malaysia's laws and regulations, Malaysia's environment laws, labour laws, intellectual property laws that affect medicine prices and textbooks, the ability of state and local governments to regulate. So only 6 out of the 30 chapters are about trade. And in those 6 chapters, the general rule is that the TPP countries remove the tariffs, the taxes on each other's exports, right? So you would think that everybody removes them over the same period, we gradually go down. But when I had a quick look, Malaysia has a maximum of 16 years, 16 tahun, to remove its tariffs. Guess how long the US has? They're more developed, right? In the World Trade Organization, the developed are supposed to liberalize more quickly. It's supposed to be special and differential treatment exceptions for developing. But in the TPP, the US has given themselves 30 years before they remove their most sensitive tariffs. Malaysia got 16. So this is special and differential treatment for the US.